Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Now then, how's everyone going? I didn't expect to do a quick video. Just been watching my son rugby training. Just come to the car and seen the news that Berrien Cross has just announced. Daniel Farke has said that Matteo Joseph has asked to leave Leeds United. Wowzers. I don't know how I feel about this, to be fair. I thought he'd move on, potentially on loan. I prefer a sale if he is going to go, because I'm sick of the loans. I've said previous times, I'm sick of the loans, especially if he's going to go to Betis. They've got the fair share of handouts from Leeds United recently. Rocker, Llorente, Firpo, and potentially now Matteo Joseph. What does hurt and what has angered me and pissed me off, he's 21 years of age, he's a young lad. We've put him in the shop window at Leeds United, massive club to come play for, and we gave him the 9 shirt last season, not practically the 9 shirt, not physically the number 9 shirt, but he had the opportunity to lead the line for Leeds United in a promotion campaign, a season where we knew, let's be fair, hand on heart, we had a massive chance of getting promoted last season. Not many of us would have bet against Leeds not going up last season. A lot of Leeds fans fancied him to be the top scorer, because obviously any side vying for promotion is going to have a fair few goals in the side, and when you're leading the line, you know, we expect him to get majority of them, as Pirro were our top scorer, because he's a striker. He led the line for Leeds United for the majority of the games. But Matteo Joseph started. He got the trust of Farke. He got given ample game time in pre-season, a lot of game time in pre-season, to prove that he was ready for the test after showing glimpses the season before. 2 goals away at Stamford Bridge in the Cup, obviously were the main ones, probably the best game he's played in the Leeds shirt. And it hurts a little bit, it stings a bit that he's actually asked to leave. I feel like it will potentially, you know, go in that way anyway, but to ask to leave, we don't know the full details yet, but I presume he says he was expected out in Germany for pre-season. For the Tour of Germany, currently playing now, I think, and he hasn't gone, and he remains in the UK, and I don't like that. I don't like going against the club that are paying you wages currently, that have given you the opportunity in English football. And would he have played minutes this season? Maybe not, but I don't think he needs to push through the transfer. I don't think he has to be. I don't think he has to be that guy, if I'm honest. You know, he's 21 years of age. Maybe is it his agent? Is it Matteo Joseph? But to refuse to go on tour and request a transfer, I think he's been ill-advised there for me. The transfer was likely to happen anyway, with all the noise coming out of Leeds and the rumours and stuff. I just think it hurts and stinks a little bit for him to actually vocalise that and go to Farke and ask to leave. His ceiling's high, there's potential there. I think Spanish football will suit him. I think he's got massive potential. I don't like it when a player actually physically, you know, goes to the manager and has to leave, though. It just don't sit right with me. We've seen it before, with Nonto, etc., and you can come back from it. But like I say, I think he would already 1 foot out the door anyway. But you lose the respect of your peers, your players, you know, that you play with, your teammates, your staff, the fans. Ultimately, you lose respect to them when you're asking to leave a club, you know, as big as Leeds United. And I know you have aspirations to go do other things in life, and you know you're tied to a decent contract, but you are tied to a contract, and it's up to Leeds United what they do with that. I don't think it needed the move to be forced. Obviously, we don't know the ins and outs of it. Like I say, I expected him to go anywhere, and I think Betis is a move he wants. He's got players there he knows. But yeah, I don't think it affects Leeds much, to be honest. Like I say, I would have put him currently now, looking at who we've got in the door now. He'd be 3rd choice as it stands, or 4th choice, depending on Bamford. But obviously we got the news that Bamford's not really fancied at the minute for this season. Farke doesn't really want him there anyway, so that's 2 strikers out the door. At the minute we have 4, 5 including Harry Gray. But if you take him aside for now, you've got 4 first team players, and that takes 2 of them out of the equation. So this amplifies the need to go get Rodrigo Muniz or somebody else, which I think we were going to get anyway. I just felt, Bamford and Matteo Joseph were surplus to requirements. They would have been, 4th and 5th choice, which is way too far down pecking order for Paddy at this stage of his career. He needs to go play football, probably at a lower level. And Matteo Joseph needs minutes. He's 21. He wants to be, he performs well at Spanish under-21 level. He wants to, improve and grow. And, 21, yeah, he's young, but he's old enough to be playing football now, first team football at a decent level. If you're good enough, you're old enough, and he'll feel like he's got more to offer than being 4th or 5th choice at Leeds United. Like I say, the disappointing part is that he actually looks like he's forcing it through, he's pushing it through, which I don't think we needed. Obviously, I'm doing this video quite raw. Just after seeing the tweet, there may be more information come out that makes this video invalid or pointless. But my raw emotion to Matteo Joseph, requesting to leave, is one of anger, really. I just don't agree with it. I think at 21, when you've got a contract, and like I say, Leeds are the ones that took that punt on you, I think you need to show a bit more respect to the club, and I just don't think it's needed. But like I say, I don't think it impacts Leeds United's business one bit. We need to go get Rodrigo Muniz or one other striker anyway, which would give us Nemecha, Pirro, and the new striker we're bringing. And obviously, I keep referring to Muniz because he appears to be Leeds' number 1 target in that position. He's my preferred choice too. And then you've got maybe Harry Gray as that choice. Obviously, is that a good enough depth for Prem? Not too sure. 3 into 1, and then Harry Gray as that 4th choice potentially. It would have been nice to have been able to keep. I sort of thought Bamford or Joseph would move on. It looks like both may go, which is a bit of a shame because it just that you lose a little bit of that depth. But like I say, I think it's up to Leeds United now to get the best deal for Leeds, not the best deal for Matteo Joseph. We've been there, we've done that. We need to get the best deal for the club, and whatever that is, I hope they hold them to ransom for that a little bit. I don't want to bend over backwards and just allow them to get him on the cheap. There needs to be what Leeds want and what is valued at. Is that 10 million, 12 million, 15 million? I don't know, but I hope we play hardball. It would be nice to get a bit of a bidding war in for them too, but we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, just a quick one. Take care, everyone. March on together. Please like, please subscribe. See you on the next one.